the interchange bench for the Featherstone Rovers, number 14, Connor Jones. Number 15, Sitoleki Akwala. Number 19, Robson Stevens. And number 21, Jordan Williams. With 18th man, number 29, James Glover. All playing under head coach, Paul Cook. And now...
Well, hello and welcome to 247.tv, a Bradford Bulls TV production. It is the final round of the Championship 2025, and this afternoon here at Barricade Odsal, we have the Bradford Bulls against the Featherstone Rovers. Both sides have already booked their place in the playoff positions. There is the chance Featherstone come in here on Friday evening, depending on what happens a couple of miles south between Doncaster and Halifax. But what we do know is that this game this afternoon will be highly competitive, with a lot of local West Yorkshire rivalry and bragging rights at stake. I'm sure you can tell, for those that are watching on the live stream this afternoon, the wet, windy, inclement weather is here. It's certainly going to be attritional down the middle. Well, before we get into the team news and all the action, let's hear from the respective head coaches of Bradford and Featherstone. It's Brian Noble and Paul Cook. Well, we're now joined by the head coach of the Bradford Bulls, Brian Noble. Brian, the championship season reaches its climax here, round 26. What are your expectations for your side going into the final game of the season against Featherstone this afternoon?
Well, to continue some of the things we've been doing all year, to improve on a few little other areas and ensure that we're in good shape for the playoffs next week.
You make 6 changes this afternoon. Can you tell us about the reasons for some of those 6 changes?
Well, I don't think you need to be Einstein to work it out. We've got a Friday night playoff game next week, and so putting a few fresh bodies in should help us. No guarantee, but it should. And it's an opportunity to give some game time to people that they play well enough they can keep hold of their shirt and be a part of that mix. It's
certainly going to be a special afternoon for one of Bradford's homegrown players. Jamie Gill will come off the bench to make his debut. A special afternoon for him.
Yeah, we're particularly proud of Jamie. I think he's done a lot in this season to get himself into this position. We don't give away shirts lightly, they have to be earned. He's had a great journey. He's not come from the traditional heartland of rugby league. He's backed himself, he's changed the way he eats, lives, and went on loan to Dewsbury to get some better standard of rugby, and he's kicked on. So all the credits to him. He's decided that he wants to be a rugby player, and we think he's got every chance, so we're going to use him today.
And just on Jamie Gill, Brian, if you go back to 2016, he'll become the 32nd academy player that has come from the academy in the corridors at Tong to make his first team debut. That's quite an impressive statistic.
I think so, and I think the rugby league should think so as well. We're not in the top tier at the moment, and to produce so many players is credit to the academy and scholarship, the people that run that, so they deserve a huge pat on the back. But in the main, it's down to the kids themselves understanding what they've got to do to be successful and climb the ladder, and Jamie's certainly done that.
There's the chance that Bradford could face Featherstone here on Friday evening. I've just asked Paul Cook this question, Brian. Does what happens out there on the field this afternoon give either side an advantage, be that mentally, psychologically, ahead of the real stuff which starts next Friday night?
It's a good question. Something that we've pondered ourselves right through the week, but I think it's about playing well and understanding the nature of the beast. I'm not sure they can change their team too much. I know that we can, but that doesn't mean to say we're not going all out for a win today. It's important that we keep some momentum, and the people coming in for us, I think, are really good players, and they'll want to show that they're really good players.
And is it fair to say, Brian, the message to those players coming in, you go out there this afternoon and impress, there's potentially a playoff shirt on Friday night for you?
Absolutely, that's the message.
Brian Noble, thank you very much, all the best.
Thank you.
Well, we're now joined by the head coach of Featherstone Rovers, Paul Cook. Paul, what's your expectations for your side going into this final game of the season here at Bradford this afternoon?
Well, for us it's about putting our best foot forward, and it's about the players that have come into the team giving us a headache for next week, whether we come back here or we go to Oldham. We expect a performance from everybody. We expect everybody to stand up and be counted. We're not coming here to make up numbers, it's as simple as that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do today. I am no half-backs, and on a field which probably lends a little bit to not having half-backs, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how we go.
Ben Reynolds obviously got charged and suspended for 4 games, coupled that with the injuries to Ryan Hampshire and Callum Turner. How much of a disadvantage do you feel that gives you today, or don't you see it that way?
I think it gives everybody a disadvantage. If you lose 3 of your halves, or you're only 3 halves in your club, then I think any club would be at a disadvantage, whether it be Bradford, Oldham, whether it be Toulouse or York. So there's no question that we're behind the 8 ball in terms of game management and in terms of half-backs. But we've got a couple of people in there that have been around the block a bit, Caleb Aitken and Danny Addy, so I expect big things from them. I expect them to be calm, and we've trained all week to a game plan, and I expect us to stick to that.
Big game this afternoon. You can finish 5th or 6th. Is there any preference with where you would like to finish?
No, don't bother me. I think what's important for us today is to put a shot across Bradford's brow, and if we do have to come back here, then they know that we'll come into play again in a week's time or in 5 days' time. The same way we did to Oldham last week, so I've got no preference where we go. I just want to see us play well and stick to what we've practiced, and we'll see where we get. You
certainly saw a response last week against Oldham following, which I thought was fair, but equally harsh words from yourself following that defeat to Widnes.
Yeah, it was poor against Widnes, there's no question about that, and I feel that Widnes have been a little bit unlucky as well. I mean, they've won every game since, apart from Halifax last week, and they find themselves out the playoffs, losing to Halifax. So it was a kick up the backside for us, there's no question about that, and there was a response last week, as you've said, at Oldham. We needed a response, and we needed to win that game to make sure of playoffs, and we did that. So we're looking forward to today's game and seeing where we get to, and then we'll find out where we go at the end of play today.
If you are to come here on Friday night, does whatever happened this afternoon give either Bradford or yourselves a psychological advantage?
Well, if we get hammered, it does for Bradford, and if we hammer them, it does for Bradford. So if both teams put in a performance, I think everybody will go in it with confidence on Friday night, whether we come back, if we do come back here. So what's important for us is that we, as I said, the players that are playing put the best foot forward. They give us a headache as coaching staff for next week, whether that be here at Odsall or whether we go to Oldham. It's as simple as that.
Paul Cook, all the best.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Bradford Bulls TV, a 247.tv production. It is the Bradford Bulls against Featherstone Rovers meeting in the final round of the championship season, which is 2025. Well, we're here at Bardacard, Odsall. The weather is wet, it's windy, it's wild. The inclement weather will be a factor for both the Bulls and Rovers this afternoon. Well, Bradford came out firing in the capital last Saturday, returning to winning ways after that narrow attritional home loss to Toulouse. It did mean that the Bradford Bulls have secured 3rd spot for the 3rd consecutive season. Well, Featherstone Rovers, they sealed their playoff spot in the top 6 with a dominant win over 4th placed Oldham, a side they could face on Friday evening in the playoffs. Well, we'll go through the two sides. The Bradford Bulls team news this afternoon. Brian Noble has had the luxury, the option to rest players ahead of this final league game of the season, and he has given 2 of his ever-presents the opportunity to rest ahead of the start of the playoffs on Friday night. Jordan Lilly, Wonga Blake, they missed their first Bradford match of the season. Also missing out and rested is Guy Armitage, Michael Lawrence, Chris Hill and George Tafua, who are all rested ahead of the playoff meeting with either Featherstone Rovers or Halifax Panthers here in 5 days' time on Friday evening. That means 6 changes, the highest made by Brian Noble this season. Opportunities for James Meadows, Kieran Gill, Elliot Paposhi, Tyron Ott and 19-year-old Jamie Gill. Sam Hallis will captain the Bradford side this afternoon. There's no Michael Lawrence and Jordan Lilly, remember. And just a little bit on Jamie Gill. He will become the 32nd homegrown player to debut for the Bradford Bulls in the last 10 seasons when he takes to the field against Featherstone this afternoon. He will continue the proud legacy of young, homegrown Bradford talent coming through the conveyor belt. Well, the visitors this afternoon, Featherstone Rovers, they arrive at Odsal with only 19 fit bodies to face Bradford. Injuries and suspensions biting hard on the heels of Paul Cook's side. These injuries and suspensions coming at the wrong time with the playoff starting on Friday night. Featherstone already missing Callum Turner and Ryan Hampshire through injury. They then lost star halfback Ben Reynolds, who was handed a 4-game ban for foul and abusive language towards a match official in the recent game with Sheffield. But they still have a very, very capable, star-studded lineup. Look out for Callum Akins and Danny Addy in the halves. Gareth Gale, a proven try-scorer, alongside Connor Wynne. Well, the two sides are coming out here at Barnacard Odsal from the first weekend of February to the second weekend of September. The Championship Rugby League season has delivered copious amounts of nerve-shredding drama as the competition reaches its compelling climax, and it's down to Bradford and Featherstone to close out this very special Rugby League season. Sunday afternoon fever takes centre stage at Odsal as we once more see this famous stadium light up with cannons and ribbons of joyful colour as Odsal illuminates to a symphony of red, amber and black fireworks. The two sides will line up side by side. We'll go through the full lineups once again. Luke Cooley at fullback for Bradford, Jaden Ockimbo, James Meadows, Bailey Liu and Kieran Gill, the wing three-quarters, Joe Keys and Tom Holmes, the halves. The forwards, Logan Bayliss, Mitch Suter and Eben Skur. Back row, Elliot Paposhi, Zach Fulton, and captain in the Bradford side this afternoon, Sam Hallis. On the interchange bench, Tyron Ott, Ronan Michael, Zane Musgrove and Jamie Gill. Featherstone Rovers lined up with Bailey O'Connor, Connor Wynne, Gareth Gale, Josh Hardcastle and Connor Barley, the new season signing late in the day from Hulkiston Rovers. The halfbacks are Callum Akins and Danny Addy. The forwards, Gadwin Springer, Will Jubb, Jimmy Beckett, Brad Day and Clay Webb. Loose forward is Nathan Wild, who made his Featherstone Rovers debut in that round at 5 meeting between the two sides at Post Office Road in early March. And on the interchange bench for Paul Cook's side, Connor Jones, Situethia Aquilara, Robson Stevens and Jordan Williams. Well, the referee for this one is James Vella. No stranger to the Bradford Bulls, having officiated Bradford 14 times in the last 2 seasons. He's a Grade 1 match official with 24 games in the Super League under his belt, and he was here at Odsal to see Bradford defeat Oldham by 28 points to 12 in that round 18 win. So it will be the boot of Luke Hooley to get proceedings underway here at Barnacard Odsal. It's the final round of the Championship season. It sees the Championship heavyweights, Bradford and Featherstone, meet here with both sides already booking their playoff place. It is now just a case of the how, the when and who will travel to both Bradford and Oldham on Friday night, the opening weekend of the 2025 playoffs. And guess what? We will be bringing you live coverage of that fixture here at Odsal on Friday evening, should that be Featherstone Rovers or Halifax visiting Barnacard Odsal. Well, Featherstone on the last tackle here. It is absolutely a torrent of rain as the kick has been charged down by Tom Holmes. Featherstone will have a repeat set of 6 here. So for those that are joining us on West Yorkshire Radio, Featherstone Rovers moving the ball 10 shy of the halfway line. The ball was charged down, the kick was charged down, it went into touch in front of another healthy packed stand here, and it will be a repeat set right at the start of this second half here. for the men from Post Office Road, who will either finish 5th or 6th in the Championship this season. A third consecutive third place finish for the Bradford Bulls as Bradford forced the error. The ball has come loose. James Vella says knock on, and that is the start that Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls would have wanted. An early error here from Featherstone, and Bradford are going to have a full set of 6, 10 metres inside the Featherstone Rovers half. Well, we mentioned pre-match before coming on air the weather this afternoon. It's going to have a bit of an impact because it's wet, windy, wild. Both Brian Noble and Paul Cook, they'll be both reiterating that when the conditions are like the ones this afternoon at Odsal, it is very much all about doing the basics right, respecting the ball and the opposition, running hard, tackling hard. No good creating good field position, only then to turn over possession. And Bradford have tackled hard first, and they forced that early error. And now there's an opportunity for Bradford, who are just outside the Featherstone 20-metre line with 2 minutes gone. It's going to go down the middle here with Logan Bailey. Suitors in there and acting half. It's going to go to Hallis, who leads and captains the Bradford side this afternoon. To Holmes, to Bradford's young player season. Only his third appearance. Now in front of the post with Hallis to Keys. Out wide it goes to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh heading towards touch. Swarming, suffocating defence there, led by both Conor Barley and Josh Hardcastle, forcing Jaden Ockenbaugh over the touchline, and the scoreboard changed unmoved. Bradford 0, Featherstone. Welcome and shout out to everybody who's joining us on the live stream inside Post Office Road. Paul Cook did mention pre-match we were down on the pitch side trying to keep ourselves dry from the inclement weather. He did say there's a couple of hundred Featherstone fans watching this one at Post Office Road. So Featherstone out of acting half here. Good, strong carry from the former York man, Jubb. He's 25 shy of halfway. Featherstone now moving it out of acting half from Bailey O'Connor. They're on that right-hand side. 8 shy of halfway. Hallis in defence with Paposhe. Goes to one of those big forwards who will certainly have to roll the sleeves up this afternoon. They're playing it on halfway. Former Bradford man, Danny Addy. A high hanging kick taken inside the 20 by Luke Hooley, who just slips on the lush Odsal surface. He'll get a quick play of the ball in now, and it's going to be Kieran Gill. One of those 6 changes made by Brian Noble this afternoon. Meadows, Gill, Paposhe, Hallis, Ott, and youngster Jamie Gill coming in for Blake, Tafua, Florence Hill, Lilly and Armitage. Mitch Suda out of acting half to Zach Fulton. Fulton up and over halfway. Big strong carry from the Australian. Now it's going to be Eben Skur. A rare start from him. Brian Noble front loading that energy early doors here, you feel. We've had 5 minutes gone, scoreless. Keys, boot to ball, clever chip over the top here. He's gone down in back play, but that's a clever take there by Bailey O'Connor, who's in that full-back role, that full-back position for Paul Cook's side this afternoon. As we said, there's no Callum Turner, Ryan Hampshire, both missing through injury. Ben Reynolds, their star half-back, he will miss the remainder of the season, and Bradford have forced another error here from Featherstone Rovers. James Vella says it's play on, but now he's going to stop the clock because there has been a little bit of a collision there between Josh Hardcastle and Logan Bayliss, and it was Josh Hardcastle who spilled the ball under that big fierce challenge from Logan Bayliss. So Bradford will have the scrum feed 20 metres out from that Featherstone Rovers try line. Featherstone, as we know, they've won the last 5 league meetings between themselves and Bradford here at Odsal. They did lose in the playoffs last year by 25 points to 12. Bradford leading 25-0 with just 5 to go before 2 late consolation scores. But Bradford's last league victory against Featherstone was way back in 2019 when Dane Chisholm popped over the one-pointer. 11 minutes from full time in a 17-16 win. So, George Hardcastle just getting checked out here
that secondary contact
by the Bradford Bulls doctor, and he's going to signal there that Josh Hardcastle will have to leave the field for a 15-minute head injury assessment. So that's not the start that Paul Cook would have wanted. James Vella will overrule the decision from the touch judge, and he will say there was high contact on Josh Hardcastle, and that will be a penalty to Featherstone, the first of the afternoon. So rather than Bradford putting pressure on Featherstone's line 20 metres out, Featherstone, via the boot of former Bradford man Danny Addy, will take themselves further up the field. So an early change with Connor Jones, the Australian, coming off the interchange bench. Gadwin Springer, tackle one. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball just shy of the halfway line. And as we said, confirmation there of Josh Hardcastle leaving the field with that head injury assessment. Jubb out of acting half. Goes straight down the middle here with former Dewsbury man Beckett. And Jimmy Beckett's wrapped up 40 out from the Bradford line. Jubb now to Aikins. Aikins, lively footwork there on a heavy saturated surface as Featherstone now into the Bradford 20. There's a kick early here. Ockenbaugh has both Connor Barley and O'Connor breathing down his neck. And that's a clever early kick here from Featherstone. It will force the Bradford Bulls to concede a goal line dropout. And as we say, you almost feel it will be whichever side handles the conditions the best who will be able to build that momentum this afternoon. So Bradford from underneath their own post up to Aikins on halfway. He looks for a willing running forward and finds one in Jimmy Beckett, who's brought down 30 metres out on tackle one. It's going to be Jubb to Addy. Addy to Springer. The Frenchman rolled over just outside the Bradford 20, right of centre field. Hallis, Paposhi, the two defenders there. Aikins now gives it to Webb. Clay Webb came through the Canberra Raiders youth system with Mitch Souter, so those two know each other. A little bit of rivalry out there on the field as Featherstone have come up with another error here, this time in front of the Bradford post. And it was the youngster there, Bailey O'Connor. Looked like he was trying to put a grubber kick in behind the line, but the ball hit the ground first. So another error here for Featherstone, and that won't please Paul Cook, because very similar to their recent defeat against Widnes, Featherstone having decent field position but not able to create or execute anything because they kept dropping the ball and giving the ball back to their opponents. Bradford now, with 8 minutes gone, scoreless, playing the ball with Bailey Lou. This shy of the halfway line, Eben Skur takes 3 Featherstone defenders with him. One of those is Clay Webb and the other Gadwin Springer. Bradford on the last, on halfway. Keys, boot to ball. That one's going to be taken comfortably there by O'Connor. And Featherstone now can turn defence into attack. Well, as we said, Bradford's defeat to Toulouse here a fortnight ago was a difficult result to swallow, as the Bradford Bulls saw second place fall from their grasp. They did return to winning ways against London last Saturday. And James Vella is going to help Featherstone Rovers up the field here, because there's hands in at the ruck. Mitch Souter penalised by the Australian official. So 2 early penalties inside the opening 10 minutes given by the Australian match official. And is this a good omen for Featherstone? James Vella, the referee, he has previously officiated Bradford versus Featherstone 3 times in the last couple of seasons, and on all 3 occasions Featherstone have taken the 2 championship points. Well, Bradford forced to do a lot of early defending here. Once again, Featherstone's forwards carrying the ball with purpose and energy. And here goes Clay Webb now. He'll meet the 2 Australians, Souter and Bayliss, just outside Bradford's 20-metre line. Jubb's in there and acting half. He'll move it on the right-hand side to Addy. Addy back on the inside. Big strong carry here from Day. He's going to be wrapped up there, 12 metres out, gets to his feet as Brad Day wins a set restart, and all of a sudden it is Featherstone Rovers who are surging forward here with Jimmy Beckett. Crowd just showing a little bit of displeasure there as Will Jubb tries to pinch one out of acting half. 10 gone on the clock. Featherstone's best field position in the opening stages, opening moments of this final championship game. Adding out to Springer. Springer beats one, beats two, but it can't bounce off Skur, Hallis and Bayliss. He'll play it 8 metres out underneath the Bradford post as Beckett is rolled over there by Eben Skur, who's going through a lot of defence early doors here. 2 tackles for Featherstone to try and penetrate and breach Bradford's line. Former Bradford man Danny Addy gives it on this left-hand side to Aitkins, and Callum Aitkins, the Kiwi, the former Penrith Canberra Raiders man, is wrapped up just outside the 10, and this is the last. Featherstone running on the power play with Connor Jones. Connor Jones's pass has gone straight into touch. It was a very, very tight opportunity for Connor Barley, who has recently signed from Hulkingston Rovers. The 20-year-old did play in that round 5 meeting at Post Office Wood when Bradford won by 48 points to 24. He has had loan spells at Featherstone and York in previous seasons, but he has made that deal permanent for this season. So West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, rugbyleague.com. You're in the capable hands of myself, Mick the Game Caller Gledhill, and it's Sunday afternoon Championship Rugby League. Bradford on halfway here with Bailey Lou. Suter to Bayliss. Big strong carry here from the former Brisbane North Queensland man. He's 20 metres upfield. Plays it on the Featherstone 30. Holmes to Paposhi. Tackle 4. 1 left here for Bradford. They're just 20 out now. All of a sudden, they've just upped the intensity as Eben Skur draws in 2 defenders, offloads the ball back to Hallis, and Hallis goes straight down the middle of the field, and this is the last tackle here for Brian Noble's side. Scoreless with 12 gone. Suter to Holmes. Holmes to Bailey Lou, and Bailey Lou runs it on the power play, but that was exceptional. Well-read defence there. It had to be from Gareth Gale and Connor Wynne and Danny Addy. They had to go for Bailey Lou's legs to stop the former Dewsbury Sheffield man from breaching that line. And now Featherstone have come up with an error here, but James Vella will say it is another penalty. So 4 penalties to 0 against the Bradford Bulls right at the start of this game. The crowd not happy, showing their displeasure. And for those that are joining us on West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon, we've got Dean Lawford listening in Lanzarote. We've got Haley, who's joining us from Goa in India. That does seem to be a popular destination for people who watch the live streams and listen to the radio coverage. And we've also got Kath and Chris in the Algarve in Portugal. A lovely part of the world. I'm sure it's a lot more sunny and a lot more hospitable than what it is here this afternoon. So, a 4th penalty that Bradford have conceded right at the start of this game. That's just helping Featherstone up the field, and here they are playing the ball with Jubb to Springer. Springer to Aitkins, to Webb. Big strong run here from the Australian, and they're just knocking on that Bradford door just outside the 20 here. Still scoreless. Webb plays it. Beckett doesn't fancy running into Hallis and Skur. Fulton does, and this time Fulton wraps up Springer, who took that ball there from Beckett, and they're inside the Bradford 20 with Aitkins now, who takes the line on, but Fulton and Key slam the door shut. Featherstone on the last tackle. Danny Addy. Back it goes here to O'Connor. O'Connor's kick is charged down. James Vella says Sam Hallis is in an offside position, and that's a 5th penalty that the Bradford Bulls now have conceded, and it's right in front of the post here, and Paul Cook has 2 fingers in the air. The Featherstone Rovers head coach, he says we will take 2 points. Points are going to be at a premium, And that is now 5 penalties in quick succession. We've had 14 minutes gone. Kieran Gill just having a word here with the Australian match official, and James Vella's going to stop the clock here, and he wants to have a word with the Bradford captain, Sam Hallas, and he's just explaining his reasoning for that decision, saying Bradford were offside from the charge down. So it's an early opportunity here for the former Bradford man, Danny Addy, to get Featherstone Rovers up and away on the scoreboard. Danny Addy, 34 years of age. He spent 7 seasons here at the Bradford Bulls, making 107 appearances, scoring 28 tries before joining Hulkison Rovers and having a spell at Salford. He's not kicked a conversion attempt since April, when he was 3 from 6 in a narrow, tight defeat to Oldham at Boundary Park. Kick predictor here, though, 98%, and former Bradford man Danny Addy does give Featherstone Rovers the lead here with 15 minutes gone. Boos and jeers ringing around at Barnacard Odsall. Well, Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood, they will almost certainly be getting the message out to the Bradford Bulls side to watch the discipline. James Vella explaining that decision to Sam Hallas, and you've got to say on that occasion James Vella absolutely right. He did say to Sam Hallas, you were in front of the charge down, but Hallas, he had to touch the ball because Featherstone were going to get it. So Hallas took the notion, much better to concede the penalty, kill the play dead, but it has put Bradford 2 points behind on the scoreboard. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Danny Addy, the former Bradford man, giving Featherstone the early lead here as we head towards the end of the first quarter. Springer's here on the restart outside the 20. Beckett crunched and munched by Suter and Skur. Featherstone now with Jubb. Addy kicks early on tackle number 4. The rain relentless, driving down here at Odsall. Hooley deals with that early kick by giving the ball to Kieran Gill, who returns one of those 6 changes this afternoon, and now Bradford receive their first penalty. It was a little bit of a low energy defensive play there by Featherstone Rovers. That will not please Paul Cook, because they've been certainly alert early doors here. Featherstone Rovers, they know they have to have that energy, that hunt, that hurt, that scramble to distract, disrupt and stop the effectiveness of a very, very strong Bradford attacking side that in recent weeks have been posting a plethora of points. Ball's come out in the tackle here. Tackle 1. Hallas appeals. It's been stolen by Jubb and Springer. James Vella says knock on. He looks to both touch judges, does the Australian official. Well, it's certainly not for the faint-hearted, this one. Those brave supporters stood on the terraces below our commentary position. The rain absolutely relentless here. It is West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores. And at half-time, we'll have an update from Lord Jonathan Kane and the Implementation Committee. Well, you've just seen here, for those watching live on the stream, the ball's just come out. Featherstone have come up with the error. James Vella's saying the play wasn't live, so effectively Featherstone get to have another go. This time Will Jubb does move the ball from the scrum. It's certainly not pretty, but here goes Gadwin Springer. Paul Cook will be absolutely delighted with Featherstone's start to this game, drawing those penalties from the Bulls. Jubb now, Aikins, Beckett down the middle, wrapped up there by Suter and Skur. 30 metres out, centre field. Addy moves it to O'Connor, and O'Connor, the 23-year-old, joined Featherstone from Dewsbury alongside Jimmy Beckett and Callum Turner. And they're on the last tackle here, the visitors. Featherstone playing the ball with Springer on the last. It's going to be Addy to Aikins. Aikins into the in-goal area. and he's not been able to deal with the ball because Luke Cooley has got there quickest, and it was very nearly a try there to Connor Barley, the 20-year-old. The former Hulkiston Rovers man, he was quick, reacting to that Aikens grubber into the in-goal area, and for the second time this afternoon, Bradford forced to concede the dropout and the set restart. Well, we've just hit the 20th minute here, and it's certainly going to be a very, very points at a premium type of game. Think back to the recent meeting with Bradford and Toulouse when there was just a try apiece and 22 points scored over 80 minutes. You get a feeling points are going to be at a premium and have extra value this afternoon. What can Featherstone do here, though? It has all been the men from Post Office Road in the opening exchanges. They're 10 metres out now after that second goal line dropout forced. Aikens add it to Gale on that right-hand side. Gareth Gale, 12 tries this term, plays the ball, and it will be Springer who's wrapped up in front of the post. They're on the last tackle here. What will Paul Cook's side do? They lead by 2 points to 0. It's had it, Aikens to Webb. Webb towards the line, and his run is halted. There was a lot of energy in that defensive scramble from Bradford. James Meadows and Joe Keys stopping that run there from the former Canberra Newcastle Knights man. Well, Claire Rebb, Callum Aikens have played in all 31 games for Featherstone this season. See Ronan Michael and Zach Fulton for the Bradford Bulls. Jordan Lilly rested alongside Wonga Blake. So their ever-present tag and run has come to a close. Well, we've got 19 to go to half-time. Bradford now with Paposhik. Suter to Skur. Skur's rolled over 5 shy of halfway. Eben Skur's lost the ball on contact there with Will Jubb. And Beckett's picked up possession here. Second error in this first half from the Bulls. And now Featherstone with Connor Barley. They've got a full set on tackle 1. 35 out from the Bradford line. Well, the weather really making this a real slugfest, a real attritional battle in the trenches with the forwards. What can Featherstone do here? They're 15 metres out. Bradford, no possession, no territory at all, as we see Paul Cook make his first interchange of the afternoon. And it's Jordan Williams, the former London man, who's playing the ball on the last 10 metres out into the in-goal area. Too much on that one, and that will be a 20-metre restart for the Bradford Bulls. The crowd growing a little bit impatient here. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Bradford have lost it and not made it to tackle number 1. So despite having the tap on the 20, just losing their composure and concentration, and the error count now for Bradford almost matching that of Featherstone. Featherstone with 4 errors thus far. Bradford now on 3, and Featherstone Rovers once again in good ball territory. Hallis and Suter there in that 2-man tackle. This time it's going to be Hooley and Skur, and all of a sudden Featherstone 5 metres out from that Bradford line. They lead by 2 points to 0 now. Addy to Williams, the 28-year-old, played with James Meadows at London last season, and that's great defence there from Bradford. That was James Meadows, who's just taken the Featherstone player and forced the error like a heat-seeking missile in difficult conditions. And not for the first time in this half, Paul Cook perhaps might just be thinking, similar to Brian Noble, there's been a lot of drop ball early in the set, and certainly Brian Noble, Paul Cook will be hoping that that does not set the tone. We've just over 20 gone. We've got 17 to half-time. It's been a little bit of a stop-start affair here at Barnacard Hudsall. Bradford 6 changes, Featherstone 3 changes. And now here we go. Jaden Okinbaugh held down in the tackle by Callum Aikins. So the penalty count starting to even itself up. Well, as we said here, Bradford returning to winning ways against London last Saturday to instil the belief that Bradford still mean business and can achieve the success they desire in the playoffs. They don't know who they will face on Friday here at Hudsall yet. Brian Noble playing the energy game. Zane Musgrove and Ronan Michael fresh off the interchange, and immediately Zane Musgrove and Ronan Michael carrying Bradford just outside Featherstone's 20-metre line. It's still Featherstone who lead by 2 points to 0 here, as the two London men, Meadows and Keys, link up, with Meadows playing the ball 10 away from that Featherstone line. Keys now to Musgrove. Musgrove down the middle. He's wrapped up on the last tackle. Bradford goes short side with Hooley. Hooley has lost the ball off a Featherstone arm, and that will be an error on the power play by the Bradford Bulls. And Bradford's first real attacking chance in this game has been thwarted by that energised Featherstone defence. Good defence there from Nathan Wild, who had to come in and make that tackle. Referee James Vella is going to stop the clock here because Connor Jones is down and he is receiving medical treatment now. Well, it's Paul Cook, who might have lost Josh Hardcastle. If he has to lose Connor Jones, that does play into Bradford hands. But certainly there's been a lot of errors, a lot of penalties here in this opening half. It's not really allowing the game to breathe or have any real fluidity. Well, we know Bradford will finish third for a third consecutive season, whatever happens here today. The visitors to Hudsall, Featherstone Rovers, they know victory will confirm and book a 5th place finish, which will see Featherstone travel to 4th place Oldham in the playoffs on Friday evening. However, should Featherstone fall against Bradford this afternoon and Halifax get a result against Doncaster at the Eco Power Arena, then that means Featherstone will be back here at Hudsall in 5 days' time to face Bradford in one of those trapdoor, no second chance rugby league games as the playoffs start with 2 Friday night blockbusters. Well, we've got an afternoon of championship drama this afternoon. Which way will the playoff pendulum swing? At the moment, it's in every direction. Many moving parts in play, enthralling entertainment. Toulouse finished second with a 68-6 result against Hunslet yesterday afternoon at the Southfleet Stadium. Connor Jones forced to leave the field with a head injury assessment, so Featherstone at this moment in time down to just 2 fit interchanges, but they lead the Bradford Bulls by 2 points to 0. And you've got to say, I think Brian Noble, Lee Greenwood would have expected a little bit of a disjointed, sloppy, scrappy start here. You make 6 changes, you're almost changing half the side. Featherstone with Connor Went, 2 lone spells at the Bradford Bulls. And Zane Musgrove, did he have a hand in that Featherstone Rovers error? He did have a hand in that Featherstone Rovers error. Gareth Gale just saw the ball squeeze out of his possession. Featherstone now a 7th error in this first half. And is this the moment Bradford build some pressure here? It is still inclement and the rain relentless.
3, 4, 5.
Well, if you are just joining us on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com,
Yeah, we've got one more day.
or 247.tv, Bradford Pulse TV, just the Danny Addy penalty after 15 minutes, the sole points in this first half. Tom Holmes now to Meadows. Missed the last 9, James Meadows. He's been waiting patiently for his chance. Suter now to Ronan Michael, one of 2 ever presents in Bradford's side. He plays it 20 metres out, dead set central. Here goes Keys inside the 20, now to Holmes, who lays it back on the inside to Fulton. Made his NRL debut with the Manly Sea Eagles a couple of seasons ago. Here goes Suter with that sniping run. Bradford on tackle 4, 1 to play with, the 2 metres out. Hallis, Keys, Holmes, Hooley caught in the net. And he's pushed back outside the 10 by Brad Day. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. Keys, crossfield kick. Looks for leading try scorer Jaden Okinbaugh. And Jaden Okinbaugh, has he grounded it on the line? He is celebrating, but James Vella will deny the Bradford Bulls the try. He had the best view out of everybody, and that never say die effort from Featherstone Rovers has come to the cause again. Bradford 0, Featherstone 2. Keys, crossfield kick, very nearly on the line, on the chalk, for Bradford's first points of the afternoon. As it is, as things stand, we have got just over 10 minutes to go to half-time here at Barnacard Odsal, and it is still Bradford 0, Featherstone Rovers 2 in a real attritional game. And now somebody has gone a little bit high. It's Zane Musgrove who's gone above the shoulder blades of Bailey O'Connor, who made 34 appearances, 14 tries for Dewsbury over the course of his 2-year stay. So penalty count 6-2 against the Bradford Bulls. And because Featherstone Rovers have lost 2 players due to head injury assessments, that means 18th man James Glover has been activated. So the 31-year-old who started the season with the Sheffield Eagles has now come on the field for Paul Cook's side. And it's going to be Jubb to Aikins, to Webb. Webb inside the 10. Wrapped up 5 metres out. Desperate Bradford defence here. Bradford, you feel, well equipped to deal with some of Featherstone's attack, but Aikins might try to mix it up now, which he does with Addy. Gale, wrapped up by Paposhi. Paposhi went ball and all, so too with Bailey Lou. And now they're going to come here with Brad Day, who scored here against Bradford in that playoff game last season. They're on the last here of Featherstone. Kick on the last, ricochets off a Bradford man. Was it played at James Vella? Says no. Danny had it, recovers possession. He was appealing for a charge down. The officials say no. Score remains Bradford 0, Featherstone 2, with exactly 10 minutes to go to half-time here at Barnacard Odsal. Well, it is West Yorkshire Radio. It is rugbyleague.com. It is Bradford Bulls TV. And as we said, Elliot Paposhi, if you listen to Brian Noble's pre-match interview, both Brian and Lee Greenwood highlighting there is potentially some shirt places available for that playoff game next week. Well, Ronan Michael has just compounded Bradford's problems here because he hasn't been able to keep the ball in. And Bradford now have come up with their 4th error of the afternoon. Well, certainly you almost can feel what Brian Noble and Paul Cook are going to be saying at half-time, that both sides, probably more Featherstone than Bradford, have missed out on a lot of opportunities. Both sides have had a couple of knocks on the door, and you can almost feel they will get the proverbial kick up the backside in the dressing rooms at half-time, because it's attritional. The weather's against them, but certainly Brian Noble, Paul Cook will be reiterating the importance of respecting the ball and possession. Featherstone then, from that latest Bradford error, have it with Addy. And they're going straight down the middle here with Day. He's wrapped up by Ronan Michael and Zane Musgrove. And now in front of the post, Featherstone Rovers will go with Nathan Wild. The 25-year-old Lee Leopard's man plays the ball, 5 out in front of the post. Now it's going to be added on Paposhik, and Bradford scrambling goal line defence does well. Last tackle for Featherstone. They lead 2 points to 0 as Brad Day tries to crash over on that short hand side, but Kieran Gill and Bailey Lou up to the task, and they read that play. Bradford 0, Featherstone Rovers 2 here for the second consecutive home outing. It isn't pretty, it's attritional and points at a premium. Ronan Michael carrying the ball, and he's come up with another error here, Ronan Michael. And James Beckett, or Jimmy as he prefers to be called, that's now the 3rd error Jimmy Beckett has forced on a Bradford player, and it's the 2nd error Ronan Michael has come up with in quick succession. Well, certainly you've got to say that this has not been a classic by any imagination. Both sides probably not playing the way they would like ahead of a potential do-or-die trapdoor game on Friday evening. And I'm sure both coaches watching the replay of this will be nodding and agreeing. But here goes Glover. Can't get past Ockimbo, tries to smuggle the door out the back, but Ott, who's just come on for Suter, has the former Sheffield man's legs wrapped up. Set restart conceded though. Bradford laying on in the tackle according to James Vella. It's a 3rd set restart that Bradford have conceded in this first half. We have 5 minutes to go to half time, and it's Featherstone pressure, incessant Featherstone pressure. Addy today, Brad Day, a former York Batley man, dunked on his back, and now there's a flare-up between Danny Addy and Tom Holmes, and this is just the players' frustrations you feel boiling over. James Vella in the midst of it there, and it is going to be a big call here, and this is the last thing either Bradford Featherstone want with the playoff starting in 5 days' time. Well, Danny Addy certainly reacted to something that had happened at the play of the ball. It's right in that far stand corner. And James Vella stops the clock here. And like I say, we've had 9 penalties, 3 set restarts, and 13 errors in this first half. So the Australian referee, James Vella, we said no stranger to Bradford games. He's officiated Bradford 14 times in the last 2 seasons. This, his 4th appearance in the middle this season. He's taken the report from the 2-touch judges. Well, the crowd are certainly getting fired up and animated in the stand. Will this penalty go the way of Bradford or Featherstone? He'll speak to the 2 captains, Danny Addy and Sam Hallis.
What's happened here is,
well, it was a reaction from Danny Addy. Very difficult to make out what happened because Tom Holmes was in the midst of it, but I'm sure James Vella is just reading both captains the riot act and also a bit of education and common sense that there's a big playoff game for both sides on Friday evening. James Vella is saying anymore it will be players sat down and they will be in the sin bin. So Bradford receive the penalty for Danny Addy pushing off the ball. Bradford kept scoreless in this first half thus far. They've got 3 minutes to go to try and do something. It's not been pretty. And here we go. It's Bailey Lou who carries the ball in on the restart after the penalty, drawing the attention there of Wild and Day. Holmes just slips and he's brought down just shy of halfway. Tyron up now to Ronan Michael. He does keep hold of possession this time, the Ireland international. Hallis inside the Featherstone half to Keys to Fulton, who runs lateral, now straightens up. And Bradford find themselves with a tackle left, 25 metres out, centre of the field. They go on the left-hand side with Kaposhi. Last tackle, 18 metres out. Bradford looking for their first points of the afternoon. It's a cross-field kick from Holmes to Meadows. Meadows to Fulton. Fulton to Keys. And James Glover will wrap up Joe Keys there and push Keys back outside the 20 on the power play. A turnover in possession.
Take a moment here, boys.
So it's looking like Bradford will be heading into the sheds. Down on the scoreboard. They've not had many opportunities in this first half, it must be said. Jaden Ockenbaugh went incredibly close 5 minutes or so ago. The officials saying he grounded it short of the line. Here goes Connor Wynn, the former Hull FC man. He's brought down 10 shy of halfway. And what a season Connor Wynn is having. 20th appearance of the season, 14 tries for the former Bradford Hull man. And I think Paul Cook will be delighted with some aspects and characteristics and principles of this Featherstone performance. They've certainly shown a lot of energy, a lot of hunger to keep and restrict Bradford at bay. Danny Addy on the last tackle from the halfway line with 90 seconds to go here. Hooley takes it from the clouds and Hooley turns defence into attack. Hooley's caught high there. The officials have missed that one. That will just aid to Bradford's perception of frustrations. Brian Noble, he'll be urging his side to play smart, play direct, play composed as Kieran Gill tackle 2 up and over halfway. We have just over 60 seconds left at the end of this first half as Hallis moves it along the line to Keys, to Hooley. Was Keys taken out? He was. It's a penalty to the Bradford Bulls. Clay Webb penalised by James Vella for taking Joe Keys out off the ball. It's a penalty to Bradford with seconds left at the end of this first half, and the penalty is awarded 35 metres out from the post. And Brian Noble wants Bradford to have 2 points here. Well, the kick predictor turned back on once again for only the second time this afternoon, and it's saying Luke Hooley has a 78% chance. Very, very similar to where he was for that chance to draw Bradford level against Toulouse. Just a little bit towards the right. But he's taken the ball back to the Featherstone Rovers 40-metre line. And with the hooter imminent here, about to sound, Luke Hooley, the Championship's leading conversion percentage success rate kicker, has an opportunity to draw Bradford level. The hooter has just sounded, acknowledged by the referee James Vella. So can Luke Hooley, who was 5 from 6 against London, he's kicking at 58 from 68, draw Bradford level at half-time? Luke Hooley can, and we have an all-locked-up game at half-time here at the interval. It has just been the kicking of Danny Addy and Luke Hooley. Nothing to split the sides. Both sides capitalising on each other's ill-discipline. A tryless first 40 minutes here. Bradford, as we know, they wrapped up third spot with an important victory against London. A victory that left Brian Noble pleased in the way in which his side returned to winning ways against a strong London Broncos side. So, a minute to 4 here. Sunday the 14th of September, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV, provided by 247.tv. It's Bradford 2, Featherstone 2, and we're up and away. The final 40 minutes of the championship season. And Hallis immediately makes a line break, but he is dragged by the back of his shirt there by Williams and Day. Hallis to his feet, plays the ball. Ott out of acting half to Michael. Michael is rolled over on the fifth and last. 30 metres out here, Bradford, right at the start of the second half. Keys kicks towards the corner. Ockenbaugh is appealing for a penalty, saying he was being escorted off the ball. The officials say no, and that was a good take there by Connor Barley, who certainly, you can see why Featherstone and Paul Cook have been quick to make that signing for this season and next. Featherstone now out of acting half here with Bailey O'Connor, who scored 2 tries against Oldham in that big win at Post Office Road last week. He'll play the ball 5 metres in from touch, 10 shy of the halfway line. And immediately at the start of the second half, both sides, you feel, heeding their head coach's words, which is, of course, respect that ball, respect possession, respect the opposition. Addy on the last, down the throat of Hooley. Luke Hooley brought down 25 shy of halfway. If you are just joining us at the start of this second half, Bradford making 6 changes to their side this afternoon. No Jordan Lilly, no Wonga Blake, no Guy Armitage, no Michael Lawrence, no Chris Hill, no George Tafua. All rested, allowing some of those experienced bodies to be refreshed for what, as things currently stand, is going to be an all West Yorkshire affair, with Halifax travelling to Odsal on Friday evening. The third meeting potentially between the Bulls and the Panthers. Bradford now with Fulton inside the Featherstone half. 25 out from that Featherstone Rovers line on the last. Keys into space, into the in-goal area, chases his own kick. Just a little bit too much on that from Joe Keys. You just saw his eyes light up like dinner plates. Danny had it. A lot of experience there. You could hear Keys breathing down the back of his neck, but he played the game. There's some good patience and composure there from Addy. Keys just a little bit too much power on the power bar. A tryless first half. 2-2. Both penalties, both from the goal kickers. Hooley for the Bulls, Addy for the Rovers. Connor Wynn plays the ball 5 inside the Bradford half, as we now see Akuala, the big imposing New Zealander with the grey scrum cap, come on the field. At the start of the second half, and there's an early kick here, and that's a good kick chase there, forcing Hooley to take that tackle. 5 out from his own try line. Callum Atkins kicking early there. There was a collision between 2 players, and look at this push on here, and this is that hunt, and this is that hunger we mentioned from Featherstone, although they've just allowed Tyrone Ott to skip past their A and B marker defenders. But Bradford inside their own 20-metre line here, right at the start of the second half. Good metres after contact from Bailey Lou. Not had too many opportunities this season, as Keys will kick early on tackle 4. Straight down the throat, though, of Bailey O'Connor. 16th appearance for the 23-year-old. 6 tries. Good kick chase effort there from Hallis and Ott. James Vella stops the clock here. Meadows has gone down here. Looks like it might just be a little bit of cramp. The physio already on the field. So if you are just joining us at the start of this second half, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV, 247.tv. Meadows given the all clear. And with 4 minutes gone, it is still Bradford 2, Featherstone 2. A very, very points at a premium type of game. which probably just cements and highlights that focus and that mental resilience both sides will have to have and need ahead of those Friday night playoff games that are just around the corner. Here goes Nathan Wild, wrapped up there, ball and all, by Hallis and Musgrove. Last tackle, Addy into the Bradford 20. Hooley takes that one under pressure and heavy traffic. Brad Day was bearing down on the homegrown Bradford player. Not seen Jamie Gill yet, but it will certainly be one of the highlights of the afternoon when he comes on. Gadwin Springer just warming up on the touchline for his second stint. Bradford have just got away with a forward pass there. The officials have missed that one. Here goes Tyrone up now to Michael, and the Ireland international is 10 metres shy of halfway centre field. And it's going to be Tyrone up kicking early, looking for a 40-20 here, and the bounce of the ball will just bounce up kindly here for Barley. And Barley now will be trapped inside his own 20. So clever early kick here from Tyrone up, the former North Sydney Bears man, who's had limited opportunities with the Bulls this season, had a couple of loan spells at the back of the Bulldogs. Not featured since July when Bradford lost at the LNER Stadium by 16 points to 14. Musgrove, Fulton in defence there. Featherstone 10 shy of halfway. It's going to be Akuala, whose ball has gone behind everybody, picked up by Aikins at the back. Now it's gone to Gale. Gale's heading towards touch but puts the handbrake on. Top try scorer for Featherstone in the last 3 years. Currently trailing to Daryl Alforts by 6 as Danny Addy has just ran the ball into touch. No love lost between Tom Holmes and Danny Addy. They had a little bit of a flare-up at the end of the first half and they've come together again. And James Vella, he'll be using all his refereeing experience now to diffuse and calm the situation down. Bradford forcing the error there off the former Bradford man. And as things currently stand, it is going to be Bradford Halifax on Friday evening. We'll do our best to keep you up to date with the ladies' scores as and when they do come in. York have further extended their lead. They now lead Batley by 42 points to 6 at the LNER. And you've just seen Keith Senior there on the touchline. Certainly the hand actions give you the impression he wants Bradford to up the ante to show a little bit more urgency here, really take the game to Featherstone. Well, it's going to be Ronan Michael tackle 1. We've had 8 minutes gone in this second half. Still looking for the first try this afternoon. Keys to Holmes, now to Bailey Lou. Ankle taps there by Wild. Akuala comes in over the top to Crunch and Munch. And Bradford are back where they were playing the ball a moment ago with Ronan Michael, and it's Ronan Michael again, his second carry on this set. Don't forget, Bradford resting Michael Lawrence, Chris Hill, Guy Armitage for this one, Wonga Blake. 6 changes made as Zane Musgrove plays the ball underneath the post. Bradford in the 10 now, Keys to Hooley. Hooley wrapped up, 5 in from touch, 5 away from the Featherstone line. James Vella says that's the last tackle. Keys into the in-goal area, body on the line from Danny Addy, who takes a straight arm here. And I think it's Zane Musgrove who has conceded that penalty. Very clever kicking play there from Joe Keys. But Danny Addy alert to that attacking threat. Bradford on the last, 10 out. Keys looking for space in the in-goal area. And it is Zane Musgrove, the former South Sydney West Tigers man, who has given Featherstone a little bit of a piggyback up the field here. Well, it's very, very attritional. Trench warfare, prop warfare, it must be said. I'm sure those Featherstone Rovers supporters at Post Office Road will be absolutely delighted with what they're seeing here. Certainly A lot of heroism from this Featherstone side. Really taking the game to the Bulls this afternoon as Addy gives it there to O'Connor. And Bailey O'Connor nearly broke free. Last gasp defence there from Ott and Fulton, and they're going on the short side here with Aikins, who runs it in. Webb nearly gets the ball away. Webb does get the ball away, and Featherstone, they will cross in at the corner, and they do get the game's first try. It was electric passing from Featherstone Rovers, and it's Connor Barley in at the corner. Well, it almost looked like Clay Rebb had been tackled with the ball, but you just see here Clay Webb draws in Ockenbaugh, passes it to Glover, Glover to Barley, and the 28-year-old former Hulkester Rovers man, he has struck gold here for Featherstone Rovers. Look at the calmness, look at the patience in the passing there between Glover and Barley. That will please Paul Cook. Bradford now will have to chase this game from behind again. Well, there's moans and groans from the Bull supporters in the packed main stand here. On his third appearance, Connor Barley, his second try for Featherstone Rovers. And Danny Addy, like we said earlier, with his penalty conversion attempt to open the scoring, not kicked since April when he missed 3 conversions as Featherstone went down at Boundary Park to Oldham by 30 points to 28. Regular goal kickers, Ben Reynolds suspended, Ryan Hampshire out, so too Callum Turner. Danny Addy, in his Bradford years, he's kicked many off the touchline here at Odsall. Can he do this afternoon? He can, you know. A crucial 2 points for Featherstone Rovers. And with 12 minutes gone at the start of this second half, it's Bradford 2, Featherstone 8. It was Jubb to Aikins to Webb, who went through the gap, drew in knocking ball, give it to Glover, Glover to Barley. A very, very well-worked Featherstone Rovers score in difficult conditions at Odsall. So West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV, Bradford 2, Featherstone Rovers 8. An attritional afternoon here. The pitch heavily saturated. And you've got to say, whether it's Kyle Eastman or Paul Cook watching this game back, looking at the weather forecast for the next 4 days, it's more of the same. Well, Bradford have forced an error here from Brad Day on the restart. 3 tackles in. James Vella, well, he's finally put whistle to lips, and Bradford have an opportunity now to put pressure on this Featherstone line. Featherstone's 10th error of the afternoon. That's the kind of game we have had here this Sunday. Well, Brian Noble, yes, he has made changes. It's still a strong Bradford side that should be doing a little bit more than what they have done ahead of that playoff meeting on Friday evening. Well, Bradford will almost certainly use this set and spell of possession inside the Featherstone half of the field to build into the game and use that momentum building to potentially take control. We saw parts of that last week against London when Bradford played composed, patient and smart with their defending, putting the opposition into difficult places with that kick chase pressure. It's not just about playing well in parts, it's about playing well for as long as possible, not switching off. Referee James Vella still has the clock stopped here. It will be a scrum to Bradford. Ronan Michael just receiving some medical treatment. He had a cut eye. Not for the faint-hearted for those viewing that one. He now will get the replacement shirt on from the touchline.
Thanks, guys.
And after that try from Connor Barley, there's a chance here now for Bradford. With a full set of 6, 30 out from that Featherstone Rovers try line.
Heads down. Okay, head in.
So it will be Keys.
Out. Play on. Let's go.
Puts the ball in, takes it out. Fulton, straight down the middle, draws in 3 Featherstone defenders. Now it's going to be up to Hallis. Hallis, a real captain's knock this afternoon.
Well done, boys. That's good.
In place of Lawrence and Lilly. Now it's Keys to Musgrove. We've just mentioned about that building into the game, and that's what Bradford are doing. 2 tackles to go. It's Keys to Fulton again. And Zach Fulton denied on tackle 4. Bradford knocking at that Featherstone Rovers door. Keys now along the line to Holmes. Holmes somehow squeezes himself out of a 3-man tackle and he's just run himself into James Glover and his body checked, and that's the last tackle for Bradford. Kieran Gill's calling for it. They go short side with Keys. Keys to Fulton. Last grasp defence from Featherstone on their goal line from Glover, and Barley will deny Bradford. It remains Bradford 2, Featherstone 8 here at Odsall. It's fair to say Bradford in 5 nights' time, whether it's Featherstone or Halifax coming here, will look completely different. But Brian Noble pre-match mentioning that it's an opportunity for players to potentially play themselves into his playoff side on Friday. Or I guess the other side of the coin is to play themselves out of it. Featherstone, though, not giving this one here, as Connor Wynne has gone down now under a challenge from Bailey Lou. And once again, the stop-start nature of this game will continue as referee James Vella stops the clock and allows the former Hull Bradford man Connor Wynne to receive some medical treatment. Sharon and Michael Bailey Lou Tyra not in defence there. It's just the way he's landed in the tackle on the floor.
No, yeah, fine. Tackle 4.
All the stoppages, just playing your feel into the frustration that Bradford are facing. Bradford did have a 9-try win away at Featherstone when they met earlier on in the season. This one going more to the form book, that when these 2 heavyweight championship sides meet, things are frantic, fierce and close. As we said, the last 5 league meetings here decided by just 7 points on average, with Bradford's last league win over Featherstone here back in 2019. That is a long time between drinks, as Hooley deals with Addy's kick on the last. Tackle 1, Ockingbourne tackle 2. Bradford in possession, 15 shy of halfway.
Interchange for the Bradford Bulls, leaving the field number 35, Zane Musgrove. Being replaced by number 10, Evan Skur.
Kieran Gill, tackle 3 on halfway. Fulton. A good 10-metre carry by the formerly Manly man, as Tyra Knott goes out of acting half. Eben Skur back on the field here, bringing some fresh energy. As Keys on the last kicks into space. That's come off a Featherstone hand. It is back to 6. Another error here from Featherstone. Bradford moving the ball with Keys. He is wrapped up by Gale on this main stand side. So Bradford with an opportunity, with a chance. It's going to be Bailey Lou to Paposhi. The crowd trying to lift their side as Eben Sker takes the ball in, and Sker's going to go close here for green-shirted Featherstone defenders, bringing down Eben Sker. It's Tyron up now to Keys, to Holmes, to Paposhi. Paposhi wraps up tackle 4. 1 to go here for Bradford. 23 to go in this game. Heading towards the hour mark as Hooley kicks on tackle 4, but nobody has read the scripts there, and Hooley's kick has been dealt with by the alert Featherstone Rovers defence. Bradford 2, Featherstone 8.
Pushing forward.
Bradford a little bit clunky in attack this afternoon.
Boys.
There's still time,
Brayden.
and the scoreboard
Wait, Sam.
not a million miles away, but that scoreboard management will slowly come into view as Gadwin Springer finally takes off the interchange coat and comes back on the field. As Danny had it, kicks on tackle 4. Kieran Gill with a bit of work to do. Kieran Gill traps dead in goal. Good defence from Galen Wynne. Kieran Gill forced dead in goal, and that kick early there on tackle 4 forces Featherstone Rovers into their 3rd goal line dropout that they have forced this afternoon on the Bradford Bulls.
Stay on here, boys.
Well, that's what Danny Addy brings to this Featherstone side. Huge role today with the absence of Hampshire, Turner and Reynolds. He's the captain of Featherstone. He sets those standards for his team, and you've got to say there the calmness and intelligence of that kick into the in-goal area, now putting pressure on Bradford's energy reserves in defence. We've got 21 minutes to go to full time here. It's still Bradford 2, Featherstone 8, with Featherstone now inside the Bradford's 20-metre line here with Brad Day. Brad Day brought down underneath the post. Jubb moves it and shifts it on that left-hand side. They're going to come back in centre field here with Aikins. Now with Addy. Today, Holmes in defence. So too Paposhi. They're on the last tackle of Featherstone. Crossfield kick from Addy. Bradford have come up with the error here from Meadows, and it will be a repeat set of 6 for Paul Cook's side, who lead the Bradford Bulls by 8 points to 2 here. They're going to go on that left-hand side again, and there's a chance in at the corner. Can he get the ball down? Connor Barley. Referee says no, held up. Joe Keys putting his body on the line there, and Connor Barley denied a second try. Well, it was Keys and Fulton, and Zach Fulton flat out there in the Featherstone Rovers in goal area.
Tackle 1.
He,
You've got blood as well.
saying he has had a clash of heads here with Connor Barley. So the doctor will come on the field and assess. Oh, you can see it there. Look at that head-to-head contact from Connor Barley and Zach Fulton.
He's going off, is he? We can take him to this.
This game, ferocious, fierce.
I've just got a cut right cheek. Yeah. Thanks,
Who
guys.
would be a championship rugby league player
He's going off for you, James, okay?
putting their bodies on the line? And Zach Fulton,
He's got a cut as well.
he will leave the field. He's been ruled out. Head injury assessment, so
Thanks, guys. Tackle 1.
perhaps a little bit of sweating for Brian Noble and Lee Greenwood.
Just keep an eye
If he doesn't pass it in the next 15 minutes, he's ruled out of the game on Friday evening. So, play back on the field here with Logan Bayliss coming on for Fulton. We've not seen Jamie Gill on the field yet, but it is all Featherstone in this second half. What can Bradford do? They're defending like their lives depend upon it. Featherstone have a lead of 6. There's Akuala there. Offloads the ball to Jubb, and Jubb is heading down, but he won't get the ball down, will he? James Feller says no. look at the scrambling defence there of Hooley and Paposhi. Tyra Knott, the third Bradford man involved, and the former York man will go back to the 10. Well, this is a throwback to the good old days of Doug Lawton and Peter Fox. Not for the faint-hearted, and Bradford now have a bit of an injury concern to the man that has just come on the field, Logan Bayliss.
Busy afternoon.
He is down in the in-goal area. Well, the players, you've got to say, they are worth every pound and pence. You've got to be brave, you've got to be committed to play this sport of rugby league. And with Logan Bayliss in the in-goal area facing a head injury assessment, although it does look like the shoulder might have just popped out. It's a very proud moment here now for number 30, the 19-year-old Jamie Gill, who becomes the 32nd homegrown player to debut for the Bradford Bulls in the last 10 seasons, as he comes off the field for his Bradford Bulls debut. He joins an impressive list of names: Ethan Ryan, Jacob Truman, Manny Storden, Rowan Milnes, James Bentley and Featherstone have gone early for a drop goal here. That has gone wide. Oh, that caught us all by surprise, but with just under an hour to go, we're in the final quarter. Featherstone feeling a point now could be priceless. Logan Bayliss holding the left shoulder as he goes down the tunnel. Jamie Gill, big strong run from him. He's offloaded the ball and the officials have said there's a knock on. Well, that ball has gone backwards from Jamie Gill. What's James Vella saying here? And now he's given Featherstone a penalty. Well, it's going from bad to worst here for the Bradford Bulls. 9 penalties to 4 now against Bradford. That one inexcusable. Well, the ball's gone backwards. There's no knock on there. Meadows has it. Bradford puzzled, perplexed by that decision. But as Ben Reynolds found out at the disciplinary this week, you simply cannot question the integrity of the match officials. Featherstone now in good ball territory once again. Gareth Gale 10 metres out, just to the right hand side of the course. It's still Bradford 2, Featherstone 8 here. 2 tries last time we were here, a try apiece for Bradford and Toulouse, and we've just got the 1 try here. Danny Addy's actually back in the pocket here. Springer plays the ball. Judd. Good defence though from Jamie Gill and Hooley and Hallis. Featherstone though with a tackle remaining. They're right on top of that Bradford line here now with O'Connor, who kicks into the in-goal area, but he has found touch instead. And you've got to say, with time running out here for Bradford, we've mentioned it a few times in this second half, where's the patience, where's the composure, who is playing smart? Well, as we said, Jamie Gill writing his name into Bradford Bulls history this afternoon. We saw Jacob Bateman under Eamon O'Carroll, Jaden Myers under Mike Dunning, Billy Jowett under John Keir, James Bentley under Lee Beattie. A lot of famous names that have come through the corridors of Tonk. But what have Bradford got left here? Paposhi up to halfway. 2 tackles left. Bradford down by 6. Suter. Dart straight out of acting half. You've got to say, Featherstone's forward presence here this afternoon, and Hunt and Hunger in defence, keeping the Bulls well at bay as Hooley kicks on the last. It's a lottery as Featherstone let the ball bounce, and it will be Forstead in goal here by Bailey O'Connor, because he had Meadows, he had Michael and Ockenbaugh bearing down on him. We've just seen something different to Bradford's game plan here. Hooley kicking, and that one going dead in goal from the palm of Bailey O'Connor. So Featherstone Rovers forced to concede their first dropout, and Bradford a repeat set, a crucial repeat set. Ronan Michael, tackle 1. Jamie Gill, tackle 2. The 19-year-old teenager making 10, 12 metres or so, and here's one of Bradford's other homegrown forwards, Eben Skur, carries Bradford up to the 20-metre line. There's messing around at the play of the ball, as now it's going to go from Suter to Holmes. And Tom Holmes is wrapped up here by Day. What have both sides got left in the tank as we head towards the final 15 minutes? We're inside the final 15 minutes. Just that Conor Barley try the difference, but Bradford on the last now, running it with Keys on the power play to Holmes, to Lou. Lou loses possession, but somehow, miraculously, puts boot to ball, and Conor Wynne is trapped 2 metres out from his own try line. So then, rather than concede the error, Featherstone now with a lot of work to do, and Bradford, as you say, building into this game as they drag Featherstone back in the in-goal area. And that was Eben Skur, Sam Hallas and Mitch Suter taking Gareth Gale over the Featherstone try line, and it's going to be another goal line dropout. Well, we've spoken a bit about Featherstone Rovers, Hunger and Hunt in defence. There were 3 hungry Bradford Hunters there, and they caught Gale and they pushed him over the try line. Is that a pivotal moment in this game? Jaden Ockenbaugh, tackle 1, can't take the ball in. He ran straight there into the defence of Jubb and Springer, and the excitement and the pressure has just evaporated just like that. James Vellett stopping the clock again. Ronan Michael has had that cut reopened, so he is getting patched up by the Bradford physios. Well, if you are just coming across the stream or the commentary this afternoon, Featherstone Rovers have lost Connor Jones and Josh Hardcastle to head injury assessments. They have not returned, so you've got to say they might not feature in their playoff game on Friday. James Glover activated as 18th man for Bradford. It was almost 2 in 2 minutes. Bradford losing Zach Fulton and Logan Bayliss, so Brian Noble will be sweating over the health of those two. Ronan Michael leaves the field here to get patched up on the sideline. Bradford momentarily down to 12 men, as Zane Musgrove just comes into view, and he will take his place in Bradford's defensive line. So, 13 minutes to go. It is Bradford 2, Featherstone 8. Just the try from the 20-year-old Conor Barley, after Clay Webb managed to smuggle the ball and keep it alive on the touchline. That is the difference. Featherstone, Noah Wynne here will send them to Boundary Park for the 3rd time this season. Halifax, they will be the visitors at Odsal in 5 days' time. The West Yorkshire Battle Royal, a West Yorkshire blockbuster. Featherstone Rovers now on the last 10 inside the Bradford half. Nathan Wild plays it, Judd to add it. Add it once again. Patient, composed, kicking. Ockenbaugh takes that one and he's immediately swarmed upon. 15 metres out from his own try line. Well, we spoke to both Brian Noble, Paul Cook pre-match about does this game have any bearings on any, or any psychological bearings or meanings potentially with any games coming up. Well, the tackles are coming in quick and fast here. Bradford now 10 shy of halfway, but running out of tackles as we head to the final 10 minutes here. Suter slips, wrapped up by Springer, but allowed to keep the ball going. Bit of second phase play here from the Bulls, and someone's gone way over the top here and cleaned out Luke Hooley. James Vella has seen it. It will be Bradford's 5th penalty, only their 2nd in this second half. James Glover penalised, going in high there on Luke Hooley, and James Glover can have no real complaints on that one. The heavens have reopened here. Well, the final round of the championship season. Featherstone and Bradford, 2 championship heavyweights. Are we about to see some late nerve-shredding drama? We can safely say with 10 to go, we're going the distance this afternoon. Sker offloads the ball to Suter, now to Keys. Musgrove into that Featherstone defensive line, rolled over 10 metres out. 10 minutes to go. 6 points the gap as Keys takes the line on. It's Joe Keys. He's the magician. Mercurial magic from Magic Joe Keys. And once again, just like last week, he has come up with the crucial game-changing play. A disciplined attacker, very selective with what he does, but he has turned out to be a fawn by probing, dissecting that effervescent running game. Joe Keys from 20 metres out. It's a spectacular score. He has just gone through 4 Featherstone defenders. He's dissected and sliced that Rovers defence up. And let me tell you,
James, up to you whether you want to.
With just under 10 minutes to go here at Barracan Odsel, this game will never be defined as a classic, but we've just seen the raw attacking potential with what Joe Keys brings to this Bradford side. Joe Keys, 2 tries last week against London, a try this afternoon. He's up to 7 for the season. And Luke Hooley with the kick predictor at 97%. He converts. We're locked up. We've got 8 minutes to go. It's Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 8. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going the distance this afternoon once again. What a try from Joe Keys. Well, how important could that drop goal miss from Featherstone 10 minutes earlier prove to be? Is that try from Keys the catalyst now that awakens the Bradford Bulls? Gill, tackle 1, Sker, tackle 2.
Now, pull it back. Hold.
It's breathless stuff here at Odsel. And referee James Vella's given Bradford another penalty now. Featherstone, hands in at the ruck. And Bradford, against all the odds, have an opportunity, you feel, here to close out this game. We've got 7 minutes to go. Bradford will tap the ball with Bailey Lou. And look at this from Bailey Lou. 15 metres out, tackle 1. Suter to Roden Michael. He looks almost like a figure from the Bible, with the strapping and the bandaging. Here goes Eben Skirt. Gives it to Suter. Suter to Holmes. Holmes is in. 2 tries in 2 breathtaking Bradford Bulls minutes. And just like that, the Bradford Bulls have turned this game on its edge. Try number 10 of the season for Tom Holmes in the 8th game, with his partnership in the halves with Joe Keys. And you've got to give credit here to Mitch Suter. He dummied the pass, he delayed the pass, and Tom Holmes, just like Joe Keys did moments earlier, he has slid past some very, very fatigued and tired Featherstone Rovers defence. Bradford Bulls 12, Featherstone 8. We've got 5 minutes to go here at Odsall. Nearly 4,000 in attendance this afternoon at Barricade Odsall in absolutely biblical, filthy conditions. And on West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bradford won the penalty. We mentioned a bit of fatigue, tiredness in this Featherstone defence. Oh boy, they've certainly done head coach Paul Cook proud this afternoon. But Bradford's smart, patient, composed attack there, that might have just taken the Bradford Bulls home this afternoon. Well, the latest scores in the championship.
Are we in the last 5 minutes yet, or not yet?
It is.
Yeah, we are. It's
Doncaster 16, Halifax 24. It's Widnes 10, London 20, York 52, Batley 12. As things currently stand, it will be Featherstone Rovers who will be coming to Odsall in 5 days' time. Kick predictor 81% for Luke Cooley, who converts. 3 from 3 from Luke Cooley with the boot. And we've got just under 5 minutes to go here at Barricade Odsall. Bradford Bulls 14, Featherstone Rovers 8. Against the run of play, you've got to say, they've capitalised on Featherstone's ill discipline, and they've come up with 2 quick-fire tries as Featherstone go for the short restart. It's not gone 10. Penalty to Bradford on halfway. And you've got to say, Featherstone Rovers, they have just imploded here in the final 5 minutes of this game. Well, there's still time to play at the Eco Power, the home of Doncaster. They led Halifax 16-0. Halifax have come back, just like Bradford have come back. And now Bradford an opportunity to really blow this game out into the ether. Zane Musgrove, tackle 1. 10 metres out. It's Suter to Holmes to Bailey Lou, wrapped up there by Webb. Pushed back behind the play of the ball, 12 metres out. Zane Musgrove, the former Warrington man, offloads the ball back to Suter. Suter into the in-goal area. Suter chasing. Suter just couldn't get there. Paposhik chasing that one as well. Just a little bit too much on that one from Mitch Suter. Dead in goal. Featherstone Rovers still have an opportunity with 3 minutes to go here. Bradford have forced the error here. It's Elliot Paposhik who's forced the error, and now it's a penalty to Bradford because Danny Addy has just gone right in the face of James Vella, and he has questioned the integrity of the Australian match official. And Bradford now will have an opportunity to close out this game and say thank you very much. Well, it remains to be seen just how much damage both Bradford and Featherstone have sustained from this game this afternoon. As we mentioned, Josh Hardcastle, Connor Jones failing their HIA, Zach Fulton leaving the field for his failed HIA, and Logan Bayliss leaving with his left shoulder stroke arm being cradled by the medical staff. Well, this is quite some collapse from Featherstone. 4 penalties conceded in the last 5 minutes. And I'm sure Paul Cook, after what's happened with Ben Reynolds, will be looking to stamp his authority on his side. It'll be a totally different feel when Featherstone come back to Bradford and Odsal Stadium in 5 days' time for the start of the playoffs. Hooley, can he make it 4 from 4? Straight down the middle, Luke Hooley goes. It's Bradford Bulls 16, Featherstone Rovers 8 here at Barnacard Odsal, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. And this one is blowing out here with just seconds left. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Bulls TV. Make the game call a Gleddle as we see Featherstone distribute the ball on the restart into the arms of Elliot Paposhit. And I've got to say, Elliot Paposhit has done the all 80 minutes now, and there's a chance here with Hooley, who's broken clear, and Bradford, the hungry and the hunting more points, you feel. Hooley plays it 15 metres out, it's gone to Keys, Meadows has it, Meadows wrapped up, 10 out, 15 in from touch. Well, this is some finish from the Bradford Bulls. 14 points in 5 minutes. And they're queuing up for more with Kieran Gill. Kieran Gill slides in at the corner. It's 18 points in 7 minutes from the Bradford Bulls. They are ripping and tearing Featherstone Rovers apart. Luke Hooley's been taken out late off the ball. Featherstone are in danger of losing more players ahead of that game with Bradford at Odsal. The doctor straight on the field here. Luke Hooley's down, but look at the movement there. Holmes to Hooley to Kieran Gill, who slides over in at the corner. Welcome back, Kieran Gill, and there goes the hooter in the background. Well, Bradford lead by 20 points to 8 here.
Thank you.
And Kieran Gill has try number 17 of the season. He is just one behind Jaden Ockenbaugh.
There's 59 minutes left there, it says. Yeah. Keep going. Come on, Ange.
Well, it's going to be James Meadows to take over the goal kicking with Luke Hooley leaving the field.
Different kicker.
And the final act of this game this afternoon will be James Meadows to attempt the conversion from that score from Kieran Gill.
Yes.
And James Meadows from the touchline, he does convert Kieran Gill's try, and it has been a breathless, a compelling final 7 minutes for the Bradford Bulls. They were down, they were trailing 8 points to 2 with 7 minutes to go, but the floodgates, the barn doors blasted off in spectacular Bradford Bulls fashion. It was Keys, Holmes, a penalty from Hooley, and then a try from Kieran Gill at the death. That will mean the Bradford Bulls end the regular season with a win, and a crucial win at that, against the side that they will face on Friday evening. We'll keep you up to date here with the latest scores. Sheffield Eagles 26, Barrow 12, it's Widnes 10, London 20, York 52, Batley 12. Full time there at the Eco Power, Halifax 24 unanswered points against Doncaster. That confirms week 1 of the playoffs. 2 blockbusting championship fixtures. 3rd against 6th, Bradford Bulls against Featherstone Rovers. The 2 championship heavyweights will do it all again in 5 days' time. There will be the biggest crowd of the season here at Odsal for that one. Friday Night Fever. Halifax and Kyle Eastman. What an end to the season for the Halifax Panthers. They will travel west to Boundary Park and face Oldham and Sean Long's side. Well, Brian Noble is there on the field, shaking the hands of all his players. Paul Cook, a penny for his force. As always, don't forget to join us on the SoundCloud page. That's the West Yorkshire Radio, West Yorkshire Rugby League SoundCloud page. That's where all the post-match interviews and post-match reaction will go. But on the final weekend of the regular season in the Championship for 2025, Bradford left it late. There's a famous saying, better late than never. They will have to show considerable improvement in 5 days' time. Far too many penalties, far too many errors. You've got to say Bradford will change their side, as will Featherstone. You almost feel there will be a little bit of fallout from what we've seen here this afternoon with Josh Hardcastle, Zach Fulton, Connor Jones, all suffering potential playoff absence head injury assessments. We will get the thoughts of Paul Cook and Brian Noble in the next half an hour. But for those that are joining us on the live stream, we will do it all again on Friday evening. We are live here from Odsal at 7:30. Join myself, Brian Noble, Paul Cook, and we do it all again under the floodlights. Friday Night Fever returns, and it is the Championship playoffs that start as the 2 Championship heavyweights of 3rd place Bradford host 6th place Featherstone. Thank you very much to everybody who's joined us on 247.tv and Bradford Bulls TV this afternoon. I will see you on Friday.